on the left thing was, I mean, not Mahrez, that Sane on the left thing was devastating, bro. Do you know what I mean? And the difference with having Grealish on the left is that Grealish isn't a shoot first player, he's a pass first player. So it's not that bad, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? And to be fair, Mahrez to a certain degree is also a pass first player.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Mahrez he's not selfish because he don't score a lot of goals. But like I say, because something's successful, automatically people will try and replicate it. Like as soon as like when Conte was successful with the three at the back, all of a sudden everybody playing three at the back. You know what I'm saying? When Mourinho first came over and it was 4-3-3 with the holding midfielder and 2 8s, so the A and the 10, now everyone plays that. Like that's legit the way football goes. People try and replicate whatever is successful, even if they don't have the right tools.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, Robin as well. Robin's a prime example.
Robin, but the thing is, remember at Chelsea, they played Duff and Robin, bro, and they had two left footers, bro, and one played, and Robin would and Duff would alternate, and Robin would go on the left, Duff would go on the right, and vice versa, and it still worked, bro. So this thing where people think that you have to play inverted wingers all the time,
now, you don't have to.
It genuinely makes, not only does it make players more selfish, but actually, as a centre forward, it kills you, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Because when you're a striker and a right footer cuts in on the left-hand side, you want to make the run for the cross, but you know he's probably going to shoot. You know what I mean? If a left footer goes down the outside, you know he's crossing it. You know he's not going to shoot from there. Do you know what I'm saying?
But
so like also, it fucks man up, bro.
It does. That's why we've now seen number 9s become a foil for wingers. It's gone the other way now. Whereas wingers used to be the creating for strikers. Strikers are now creating for wingers. When you look at
that's why
Salah, Firmino, Mane, you know what I'm saying? That's why
you're better off having a 9 like Weghorst that doesn't score but does all the other stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's it. Because you can have a guy like Weghorst that does the donkey work, that wins the ball, that keeps the ball, doesn't lose it. Or you can have a striker like Erling Haaland that scores loads of goals but doesn't do any of the stuff that Weghorst does. I mean, you look at Man City and Man United. Look, what's the difference in the league? A few points.
Nah, I hear you, fam.
Do you know what I mean? So it's literally like for all the goals that Haaland scored, like he's given less to the team than what our guys giving us. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's what people need to understand. Like goals, just scoring goals doesn't mean that you're contributing in the larger scale of the game, bro. Like Gabriel Jesus had Arsenal top of the league, and this guy don't score goals.
And again, that comes down to the personnel and the managers and how you want to play. Because certain managers will prefer the inverted thing. Others will like right foot on the right-hand side, left foot. We've seen it with Everton, with Sean Dyche. You know what I'm saying? He played Dwight McNeil on the left-hand side and the player Wolby on the right-hand side because he prefers what you mentioned there, wingers to go down the outside and be a foil. Do you want your striker to be a foil for your wingers or your wingers to be a foil for a striker or a mix of both? It's all tactical preference and different managers like different things. I mean, that's how it is.
That's it, bro. A man said it's hard. It's harder to go down out on your outside on your strong foot. Yeah, it is harder because you have to be better. You know what I'm saying? That's why wingers used to be better. You know, like that. When Ryan Giggs used to go past people on the left-hand side, it's because he genuinely needed skill and body feints to get past people. Now, you got these shit ballers, that just cut in, bruv, like all the time, and they're shit. You don't need skill to just cut in, bruv. Like, you don't need skill to cut in. Do you know what I mean? You don't need skill to do that. When you used to watch Luis Figo and these guys go down the outside and go past players, they were cooking, man. They were taking their ankles and going down the outside. That's what proper wingers were doing. Like, the wingers used to be the most skilled players on the pitch in 1v1 situations. Now, most of these guys are crap. They get the ball and they just cut inside and run towards people.
Into the traffic.
They run into the traffic, bro. Like, what's the point in running into the traffic? You might as well just pass the ball. Why are you dribbling inside for? Like, you're running into bodies.
You're saying you want him to, and I'm critical of that. As much as I don't mind inverted wingers cut in, I say it all the time. Sometimes go down the outside. Sometimes do that. Just to give the defender something different to think about. Mahrez is very good at that because he can cut in on his left foot or we can go around the outside.
Yes, but the difference is Mahrez will cut back, do the fake shot, then go back down the outside. Right. Do you know what I mean? Which is wavy because it shows that any winger that can go both ways and there's the threat of him going down the line, he's more dangerous. Most of these wingers, including like Jack Grealish and these guys, Grealish very rarely goes down the outside. He cuts inside and he looks to link it. Do you know what I mean? The other game when Sancho came on off the bench, he went down the outside a few times, and every time he went down the outside, he killed the defender because the defender's expecting him to cut in. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's the difference. if you don't have the ability to go down both sides as a winger, yeah, it's dead to me. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you're half a player.
Because you're one-dimensional.
Very one-dimensional, bro. Easy to defend against.
Yeah, wingers need to, even if you don't have that in your game at first, it's something you should develop and be working on. Give defenders something. If you just defenders know you're just gonna cut in and just block the lane.
Yeah, Grealish isn't a winger at all, and that's my point. Like, there's no real true wingers in the game really anymore. Because Salah's not a winger, he's a striker. Do you know what I'm saying? All these guys are strikers. Son's a striker. He's not a winger.
You think he's a striker playing out wide?
He's a wide forward. He's not a winger. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Anthony is a winger. He's not a wide forward. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not a wide forward. He don't score goals. He's not a forward. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just one of them ones where now it's like out and out wingers are dying. Sancho's a winger, like pure winger. Like, he's not no wide forward.
He's not a striker.
He's a winger, blood. Like, he's not a striker.
Well,
do you know what I'm saying? And this is what it is. But because he's not a striker and Anthony's not a striker and they're not going to score loads of goals, they will always, man will say they're shit because they don't score loads of goals. Do you know what I mean? Mahrez ain't a striker. Mahrez is not a striker. He's a winger.
He's definitely a winger, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. But in the modern game, most of the guys playing out wide are your old school number 9s now playing out wide. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. But they're super, super predictable. So it's like, it just depends on what you prefer. But for me, players that cut inside all the time, yeah, like, what's the point in having a pitch this wide, yeah? And as a player, you're just doing that.
Yeah, and that's where it comes into. That's why I said it's something that all wide players, if you want to be an elite wide player, you work on. Yes, be good at cutting inside, but also be good at going around the outside. And it works vice versa. If you're a right footer playing on the right, work on cutting inside though, because they're expecting you to kick it down the outside. Now work at coming inside and linking play. Also do that as well. Also do that. But like you said, it's all preference. I don't mind it. It's just when it becomes one dimension. You have enough time and train enough to do both. That's why I would say
100%. Yeah, I mean, Vinicius is a tricky one because Vinicius plays more like an old school winger more than a wide forward. Vinicius tries to take his player on and do skills and go past people. He's more on the winger side than the forward side, in my opinion, when I watch him play, just from play styles, because you could tell that he enjoys the art of 1v1s and taking people on. Like, do you know what I mean? He's not just about scoring goals.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I'd say Vinicius is more of a winger than a striker. I'd say he's closest thing to like a pure winger that you would see that actually scores goals. Do you see what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. I'm a big fan of Vinicius. But I've seen Vinicius do both. I've seen him cut inside, you know what I'm saying, and score goals and link, and then I've seen him go down the outside as well. Like, for instance, when he did the skill against Fernandinho, when, you know, he sent Fernandinho pretty much into retirement. That's a winger skill. The goal was winger. A striker don't really score that type of thing.